Hey everybody, I've got a new tool for us that I am very excited about unrolling. Obviously, around the time of the town hall, we brought a whole bunch of new tools to market, and there was a lot there. And I wanted to make sure that everybody got their arms around everything that we offered before rolling anything new out. And I wasn't planning on making anything else except for things that I believe to really uh, help the system. And so that's why I'm really excited about this particular tool because I think this is going to help with car count. I think it's going to help with retention. And I think it's going to help with getting some of those dormant customers that we haven't seen in a while. And so this website is news.oilu.org. And then for the franchisees, make sure you type in /ZEES. So news.oilu.org/ZEES. Password is going to be capital O oil change at 1 2. Once you're logged in, you're going to select your channel. Every store has a channel. You can either do it from the dashboard or the channels. And at the end of the day, what this tool is meant to be is a recurring email reminder tool. You can use it as a one-off campaign tool, but it's really the best functionality of it's going to come from the ability to send recurring emails out that are unique. And um, and so I'm going to walk through that real quickly. Um, yeah, so you might be asking yourself, can I already do this on Go High Level? Can I already do this on Square? And the answer is yes, but Go High Level charges, I believe, like 11 or 12 cents per email, and Square charges between 15 and 20 cents per email. With this tool, we are pooling our resources as a company, and it gives us the ability to uh, have these emails sent out for a fraction of a penny per email. And so we, as the franchisor, are actually going to be paying for this cost on the franchisee's behalf. We think that if there's 100,000 emails sent out in a year, it should come to less than $500 total. So it's not even a huge, and that way the money is staying within the system as opposed to using Go High Level or Square, where they're profiting on every email that you send. In this particular instance, we are actually allowing you to do these email campaigns for free. So let me walk you through how it works. We're going to use Albemarle because I set up the corporate stores are on this page. I do have a separate web page for the corporate stores, but they are on this one as well. The first thing you're going to do is your signature block. You're going to put your email signature in here, whatever you want to put in there. You can use HTML, but you've got to put a signature in there because that helps with it not getting filtered to spam. The unsubscribe footer you can also edit. I usually just put the address, the address of the store, so that the folks getting the email realize that it's local. And then the unsubscribe button is non-negotiable. You have to have it in there for FTC reasons, and so that's not something you can edit. Now, if we go down here, we can see that the I added me and Brandon during the testing phase, but you can import a CSV. You can add contacts by comma. You can add them by line. You can add them one by one. But this is where your list, your actual mailing list will go. And what's cool is I'm going to be able to get everybody, all of those contacts, whoever filled out the quote form over the years, right? Which is, tens of thousands of contacts over the years of people who have filled out that free oil change quote form. We can target those people. Uh, if you go to Square and you go to customers and then you go to directory, you can actually export your customer list there. Here's the Albemarle customer list. And so there's going to be folks with emails. By the way, as a side note, we're not doing anything with phones because you can do that through Go High Level, and I think most of you already are. There's a whole different world with texting, and so I'm just going to leave it to them to do that. But with email, um, it's still a little bit more freewheeling in terms of um, guidelines. So we feel comfortable doing it internally. So now we're going to go to the good stuff. You go to recurring and you're going to find your campaign that you've already made, or if you haven't made one, you hit new recurring campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. If you hit new, you just got to make sure you select your particular store. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and hit edit. This is obviously the same page as what you just saw with the new channel, with the new campaign. You name your campaign, you select your channel, you give a subject line. You can either handwrite your email or you can use AI to generate it. If you do that, go ahead and just put what you're trying to achieve and the tone that you're trying to achieve it in. For frequency, do not select every 30 minutes. I just did that because it made it easier for me and Brandon to go back and forth on what was being generated during the testing phase. With emails being generated every 30 minutes, it was easier to tinker with it as opposed to having to wait several days for the email to come through. Um, but I think that probably 7 or 2 weeks or the 1st and the 15th are probably your best bet. And you can also set up a second campaign for every 90 days, just like a oil change reminder email. Um, so then I select generate a unique subject line. I take my subject line, I put it down there, and then generate a unique body. I took my email body, I put it in here. You can select different color schemes that you want for the email, and then generate a unique image with AI. You have to describe it. So for this particular campaign, it was a $3 coupon that we wanted. I uploaded our logo so that it was at the bottom of the email. This also helps with avoiding spam. And then you hit save. Once you hit save, your campaign will show up in the recurring emails and it will start going out within whatever the time frame that you set. So I'm going to take you to the email now. This is what actually was generated. Obviously, the subject line was changed by the AI. So it took our information that we gave it and it made Albemarle's favorite oil change comes with $3 in savings for you. It created the image with our logo at the bottom. I'm going to work on this a little bit. Obviously, generative AI for images is still not fantastic, but this get more than enough gets the point across. This is perfect. I love this. It's perfect for mobile if people are reading the email on their phone. It's good for desktop. And then here is your footer, and it came from support@costaoils.com. So for everyone else, when you are in here and you are setting it up, you actually can select what from email you want. It has to be an @costaoils.com email for resend to work. If you do not fill this out, and you do not have to, everybody's email is attached to their store by default. So if you were to select, say, Eaton, Colorado, it would come from Brandon at CostaOils.com. So going back to the email, this is what generates. It looks good. It didn't go to spam. And the real thought process behind this, guys, comes down to, I have my vendors that I get emails from every single day that I don't unsubscribe from, but I do wait until I need to use them, whether it's logoup.com. I have a tree company that sells trees online that I get their email every week. I don't need it except for like 3 times a year, maybe even less, and that's when I need the email. So that's what this email is for. It's not so much a conversion mechanism, although I think in the early days, especially if you export your customer base, it could do that. I think long term, it's a retention play, and it helps just keep that pulse on the customer that, hey, we are here for you. Think of us when you think of oil change. And so that's why I think this tool is going to be a huge success for us. I think it will have some short-term benefit, but I also think long-term it's going to be fantastic. So I hope everybody uses it, and I appreciate your time, and we'll see you later.